Jesus' lesson today on etiquette is actually quite different from what society normally says. In some ways, the first part is reverse psychology. Sit in the lesser seat so that you will be asked to come up higher rather than embarrassed to be told to go sit lower. But Jesus doesn't end with his Emily Post advice. Jesus tells us that we should invite the poor, the crippled, the lame, and the blind to your banquets. While we may be thinking that Jesus is telling us to give blessings to those on the margins of society, what he is actually saying is that we will receive blessings, but not the way we Westerners perceive the way things work. Some like to think that there is this great ledger of our life, and God is the accountant who records all our good works and adds them up when we die. Debits to the window, credits to the door. If you take accounting, that's how you remembered it when you were in college. Or that if we do good works, we will be rewarded with blessings from God. And usually those blessings take the form of what we might consider good luck. Money, health, prestige, possessions. But we all know, if we really think about it, that that's not the way it actually works. All of us know deeply faithful people who do good works all the time, and yet have calamities befall them for no apparent reason. We have just to look at the martyrs in present-day Christianity. Is God withholding a blessing from them? Is God punishing them for their good works? Well, that would be a rather capricious God, a lousy sense of humor. No. Life in the faith is not a balance sheet or an income statement. It isn't, if you do this for someone else, you get this for yourself. Those are not the blessings that God showers on us for the reasons that we should be showing kindness to others. To try and better understand this whole unearthly concept, think of what gives you life. What is life-affirming to you? It's not necessarily your possessions or what people give to you. Those things that make us feel the most alive are not things at all, but actions in which we are able to connect one to another. If you look at the last two lines of today's epistle, they almost seem to be disjointed, but they actually reflect what Jesus is saying in the gospel. Through him, then, let us continually offer a sacrifice of praise to God. That is, the fruit of lips that confess his name. Do not neglect to do good and to share what you have, for such sacrifices are pleasing to God. The fruit of lips that confess his name, and do good and share what you have. Both of these together make up the blessings that we give to God. It has to be not only a mechanical thing of doing good and sharing what you have and confessing his name, but also a sacrifice of praise to God. Gregory of Nazianzus was an early church father who died in the year 389, so very early in Christianity. In his teaching to the very early church, he said, "Since we ourselves are human beings, we must set before others the meal of kindness, no matter why they need it, whether because they are widows, orphans, or exiles, or because they are brutalized by masters, crushed by rulers, dehumanized by tax collectors, bloodied by robbers, or victimized by the insatiate greed of thieves, be it through confiscation of property or shipwreck. All such people are equally deserving of mercy, and they look to us for their needs, just as we look to God for ours." The meal of kindness. That is more of an attitude than a thing. You will be repaid at the resurrection of the righteous. Again, not a thing, a concept, a belief.